welcome to the session. Greeting of the day. In the previous sessions, we have seen about the semiconductors. On that, we have seen about the intrinsic semiconductor, extrinsic semiconductor, and the divisions of on the extrinsic semiconductor. We have seen about N-type and the P-type. In continuous with that, now we are going to join this N-type and P-type, and we are planning to make a PN junction diodes. We are planning to make a PN junction diode. So we have seen this one separately and we have seen this one separately. This both belong to extrinsic semiconductor by adding the impurity. Now we are going to join these two for the improvement of the conductivity. We are already doing those impurity addition in the silicon of intrinsic to add the conductivity. So there those things we are doing some variants. So here in the PN junction diodes, we have added this P, we have added the P and N combined. We know this P contains the majority charge carriers of holes, and that side the N-type contains the majority charge carriers of electrons. We know when these two are combined together, in the boundaries, the grain boundaries, what happens? The depletion process happens. The depletion process is nothing but the electrons are jumped from this to this hole, and similarly the holes from here will go that side to form with this electron. Therefore, what happens? At the center of this boundary, the depletion layer, where as the electrons are jumps from here to here, this side the grain boundary layer will have higher of electrons, therefore it becomes negative charged zone. Similarly, on the N-type of side, as the holes goes attracted by the electrons, that layer of the grain boundary will become little higher in terms of positive charges. Therefore, this interchanging of holes and electrons creates a depletion layer which contains, but here you see this P-type is a hole. Hole means this is a hole, N-type, P-type, but the boundary having the negative charges. Similarly on the N-type, this is completely N-type, but the boundary is having the positive charges. That happens due to the connection between P-type and N-type. So that is what I have given a small animation here also. We have taken a P-type here and we have taken a N-type in this side. When I am connecting this two P and N, at the junctions there is a interchanging of electrons and holes takes place. You see, therefore this zone become jumping of electrons and become negative charges, and this zone become the positive charges. So this I am naming this zone as a depletion region. So what happens? Here we have holes, but here we have negatives. Here we have positive, but here we have electron negatives. Okay, so this interchanging takes place at the boundary level, but later it is as usual P and N. This I am calling it as a depletion layer. So this we understand now regarding the PN junction. When an electron diffuses from first condition, right? When an electron, the same what I told you, when an electron diffuses from N side to P side, the ionized donor is left behind. Ionized donor is left behind on the N side. So here the electron jumps there, so it become hole. Similarly, which is immobile, as the process goes on, the layer of positive charges is developed. Oh, this become positive and this layer is generated here. Similarly, the electron jumps here and it become here. This electron, two layers are generated. This is option 1, where the donor is left behind. Here the acceptor is left behind. So when the hole goes from P side to the N side, the holes goes from P side to the N side, the ionized acceptor is left behind, resulting formation of layer of negative charges. So this is nothing but this negative charges. So these negative charges are formed in the junction. This formed in the junction. So this not only the same picture that what we have seen. So therefore what happened? This region of positive charges, and the negative charges on either side, this zone I am talking, on the either side of the junction is termed as the depletion region. We have to do this, okay? Depletion region. We are going to use this. Further, there is no exchanges. Further, there is no exchange of electrons and positive charges. An electron on the p side of the junction moves to the n side. Junction is termed as drifting process. So this interchange we are naming, the region is depletion. The interchanging process of this two here and this two here we are naming as a drifting process. So for definition, right? So there are two type of operations in the p-type and the n-type regions. Here I am dividing the same case into two cases. Now the depletion region is formed. Now I am going to make a circuit connection there in the p-n junction. I am going to make a circuit biasing. I am going to do the circuit connection. I am doing. As of now, we have seen this only, n-type and p-type. In n-type, we have taken an account of changing of this happens, and therefore the positive and negative. Up to now, the depletion region formed. We know this. Now I am doing the supply. Now I am connecting to the supply biasing. So I am naming these three cases as zero bias, forward bias, and reverse bias. We will see what it is. Now I am connecting in the reverse bias first. It means the name reverse means when we have the n-type here. When we have the n-type here, it is connected. It means electron. N-type refers to the majority charge carriers of negative. Okay. Now here I am connecting in reverse format of positive charge. I am connecting here. I am sending here inside the positive charges. The receiver is a negative charges. So this both attracts. We know this. This both attracts here. I am sending the positive charges in the reverse format on the n-type. On the p-type, what I am doing, this is depletion zone, we know, exchanged. Okay, there is no current flow. Okay, what I am doing in the p-type, this is p-type and it contains the positive, and in the reverse format I am sending the negative here. You see, negative I am sending. Here I am sending the negative. What happens? This positive and negative attracted. So, this holes which are available, these electrons available in the n-type are attracted by the positive, and the holes available in the p-type are attracted by the negative. Therefore, the splitting of happens out of the depletion region. Already depletion region happened at the center, and further depletion region extended. There is no chance of a flow of current throughout. When we are connecting the bulb to here, it won't run, because the current flow should happen inside. It is not happening. The depletion rate increasing. It means the electrons are moving. It should move from N to P, and the circuit has to be closed. The circuit is not closing. In the reverse bias. See, that is what a small animated I am given. So this is a p-type. This is the n-type. On the p-type, on the positive side, I connected the negative. On the negative side, I have connected the positive. Therefore, what happens? These electrons, the green color, are attracted towards that side, and these holes are attracted towards this side. Sorry, the green color belongs to holes are attracted that side, the positive. Holes are attracted to the negative. Attraction happens. Here, the electrons are attracted towards the positive. Therefore, already the depletion region is there, and it is extending. The red color is extending here. Therefore, there is no chance of flow of current in reverse biasing. So that is what. In the p-n junction side, the reverse biased when the p-type is connected to the negative, p-type is connected to the negative, p-type is connected to the negative, right? And the n-type is connected to the positive terminal. The n-type is connected to the positive terminal. Now we are ready. There is no use of reverse bias. That is what our conclusion. When the p-n junction is in reverse biased, The built-in electric field in the PN junction and the applied electric field are in the same direction. So it goes opposite, same. Okay. Therefore, when this both built and applied electric field are repulse each other, therefore it is repulse. The electrical volts it volts repulse each other. The resultant electric field is in the same direction of the built electric field, therefore creating more resistive, thicker depletion region. So it increasing. Depletion region is increasing. So this is what depletion region is increasing here. Okay, there is no use of the reverse bias. Okay. Now I am going. This depletion region becomes more resistive, thicker if applied voltage become larger. So when I keep on increasing the voltage here, what happens when we keep on giving this? Keep on strongly attracts. Keep on strongly attracts these cases. So what happens? Strongly attracts this electron. Strongly it will be filled here. This region it fills. This region it fills. It moving away from the passing zone. It should pass from here to here. It should happen, but it is not happening. Okay. So when the voltage increases, depletion region become thick. It moving away. The electric cycle should close. That we have to do. So what I am from the reverse biasing, I am going for the forward biasing though. So the forward bias, here what I have did, the same N type and P type are there. We are connecting N negative to the negative. Okay, so here also negative. This negative is connected towards the N type. It's forward, N to N, it is forward. Opposite is reverse. That is what the name says. So the P is positive to the positive. It repels. So here it is. What happens? It is not attracting. It is repelling. So what happens? This negative, we are giving the negative here, and already the N type electron is there. What happens? This pushing of when the negative comes nearby, this is a repelled other. On this repel other, and it moves towards the depletion side. It moves towards the electrons are moved towards the depletion side. Okay. What happens on the other side? Here the positive has been given. The positive will, here also repulsion takes place with respect to holes, and holes will repel with respect to positive charges and comes towards the depletion side. It means on the depletion zone, high voltage applied and more number of electrons and holes are coming nearer. Therefore, this makes the breakdown voltage. The word you should remember, the breakdown voltage. If you are applying, for example, 0.6 volt, if you are applying the 0.6 volt, it won't break the depletion zone. I am giving more voltage. I am giving applied voltage more. I am giving instead of 0.6. I am giving the greater than of 0.7 volt I am giving. Okay. So what happens here? I am pushing the flow of electrons. I am pushing the flow of electrons, that is called voltage. Flow of current is called I. Pushing of electron is called as voltage. We know this. Flow of electron is current. Pushing of electron is the voltage. We know this. So I am pushing the electron. The value is 0.7 volt. Now what happens? I have pushed here. It is already repelling, and when I am giving more voltage, it repels more. There it attracts. When the voltage increases, it attracts more in the reverse bias. In the forward bias, when the increasing voltage repels the electron, what happens then? It repels here. So the depletion region breaks. The depletion region breaks, and the flow of electron happens. Then what happens? When the electron comes here, obviously the positive is here. Obviously the positive is here. It attracts. Then goes here and comes and goes and continues. So what a simple method what we have did here, we have increased the volt and pushed the ripple actions extra. This makes the circuiting of close. So that is what here the animation is showing. I have attached the positive. This belongs to P. This belongs to P, and this belongs to N. This belongs to P and this belongs to N. Positive contains P. See, I have changed the circuit. Positive, positive, negative to negative. So just animation. So what happens? This holds positive and negative. It ripples there. So we see the next. So what happens? This electron, this is P. This is N. Here, these electrons are attracted by the pushing of given voltage. It ripples there. From this side, it ripples. Negative is connected to negative, positive is connected to positive. It ripples. When it is ripples, what happens? Due to potential, extra potential we are giving 0.6 to 0.7, the electron pushes and goes on the other side. If it goes on the other side, automatically this positive attracts here. It goes and then it flows. It becomes a continuous process. That is what. When the PN junction is in the forward bias, the built-in electric field and the PN junction are applied voltage are in the opposite direction, and therefore it makes the conducting. The resultant built-in electric field of P side has a magnitude lesser than that of the built-in electric field of N side. What happens? The resultant is the less resistive. So this is what the word we should mention. It is having less resistive and the thinner depletion region. So the depletion region will become thin, as become we are applying more voltage here, this region. So it creates a breakdown voltage greater than 0.7. So that we are given. So what happens then? Due to the pressing actions, the flow of current happens, the forward bias. So in reverse bias, no current flow, but in the forward bias, current flow will happen. See, in this point you see, this point, PN in reverse bias, no current flow. But in the forward bias, PN junction is in positive and negative, current flow happens. So this is what, slowly you see, we understand this. So the depletion region resistance become negligible when the applied voltage is greater than 0.6 volt. That is what I have taken also. In silicon, at voltage of 0.7, the resistance of the depletion region becomes completely negligible. When it reaches the 0.7 volt, it is completely negligible. This depletion is completely negligible and the current flows. Across it. If the current flows, we can able to connect a bulb here and we can use this as a diode. So this is what the example of the symbol of PN junction. We name this as diode. Okay, the symbol likewise it will be. It means this is positive and this is negative. It flows when it is connected to the forward bias. It means this the long length mentions the positive, the small length mentions the negative. The positive is connected to the positive, the long one. It only goes, the returns are blocked. It only goes, the arrow like this, it only goes, the return is blocked when it is reverse biased. So that is the symbol of PN junction, forward bias. We name this as a diode. Right here, I want to play a video clip here. You see?
We opened and seen inside the toy cars and the remotes, we could have seen a board which contains a lot of transistors. It is widely used in all type of electronic devices like sensors, circuits, phones, TVs, planes, and even in the induction stoves. Simple phone generally we have more than 40,000 transistors. These transistors do a simple job of as like normal switching on and switching off. But with respect to supply of current, we no need to operate physically. It is like an automatic electric switch. If we want to use a normal switch for every applications like camera, torch and everything, the phone will be like a big house. This transistor is made up of a semiconductor. When we touch the camera app, the transistors come into the closed circuits and activate the transistors which started to give the action. To understand the concept of transistor, we should go back to atomic level functions. In one region, the silicon contains 4 electrons and phosphorus contains 5 electrons. In another region, the silicon contains 4 electrons and the boron contains 3 electrons. The region 1 contains a high electrons which we name as negative, that is N region. The region 2 which contains less electrons which we name as positive, that is P region. On the boundary, the extra electrons from phosphorus will attracted by boron and the boundary layers will have equally 4 electrons each. This zone is known as depletion region. Now the N-type boundary become positive as it is donates electron. The p-type boundary become negative as it accepts electron. When we connect a battery and build to this NP semiconductor forms, the electron will flow from battery towards the N region when connected in a forward bias. But when this electron reaches negative depletion zone, it repels and comes back. So circuit not closed and bulb will not on. To make so the bulb on functions, we should send electron flow greater than 0.7 volt. If we send like that, the electron flow will break the breakover voltage and electron flow will happen. So bulb will on. Here the PN circuit have not act as a switch. When we simply supplied a voltage greater than 0.7 volt, it activated. To make it as a switch, we should add one more negative region, but on that one more depletion region will also form. So again electron flow will be stopped.
So now we come to the next topic of the LED, application of LED. We are using the simple this PN junction converting into LED. How this a simple? We know this circuit. This circuit we know. What is this circuit here? You see, here we have a P, and similarly we have a P is positive. We have connected the positive here, and we have a N-type semiconductor, and for N, forward bias. So N here also N we have applied, right? So this flow happens here. When this flow happens, the protons are there. This conduction band, please see here. This is the valence band. This is the valence band. And this is the conduction band. Electron flow from valence to conduction, and therefore what happens here, this flow continues and circuit is there, but this free electrons jumps for conduction in the similar way. It emits the photons, electrons going the conduction, at the same time it emits photons which are available in the atom of silicon. This emission of photons causes the light, emitting light. So that light we are using as a LED bulb, light emitting diode. So this is what? The light emitting diode. So what we have taken? So this is the PN junction diode. This is the PN junction diode where the positive negative is there. So on that when the light, the source is heat is applied. When the heat is applied, it means the flow current resistance happened. It automatically creates the photons are emitted. The photons are emitted. This emitting creates the light intensity. When the diode is forward biased, you can use it as the LED lighting applications. Okay, this process of emitting light in response to the strong electric field or flow of electric current is called as electroluminescence. So this is what we are using in the LED. Use it as in the solar cells also. So this circuit is very important. So this here you see, this is the LED bulb. We have connected the cathode and anode. Here the connection. How we can do? See, this connection is like this. So this is connected here, and this is connected here, and the positive and the negative. When the circuit is closed, here it emits. Here it emits. So that is we are connecting as a bulb format, creating into the bulb. So general applications used in the TV backlightings, used in the TV backlighting. Let us use it in the dimming lights. When it is passed, when the heat is generated, it will blink bright, or otherwise it will dim. So used in the displays, automotives, Such those things are we can do in the LED as a diode. That means the PN junction is used. PN junction as LED. Important topic.
Today in many electronic devices, by some or other way, these LEDs are commonly used. For example, today the LEDs are commonly used in smartphone displays as well as in the camera flashlights. Similarly, today the LED TVs are quite common. And then if we talk about the lighting, then the LEDs are used for the lighting in houses and the offices. And not only that, today from the street lights to the traffic signals or even for the display boards, the LEDs are commonly used. Now whenever the LED bulbs are used for the lighting, then they are more energy efficient than the conventional bulbs. Also, the lifespan of these LED bulbs is more than the conventional bulbs. Then the third advantage of the LED is that it can be operated in the fast fetching applications. And the other advantages are the smaller size and the better controllability. Now here, the controllability is in the sense that the brightness of the LED can be easily controlled. As its name suggests, similar to the PN junction diode, it is also one kind of diode. But whenever the current flows through it in the forward direction, then it emits the light of the particular color. So let's understand the physics behind it. Now as we had seen in the earlier video of PN junction diode, whenever it is forward bias, then the holes on the P side starts moving towards the N side, and similarly the electrons on the N side starts moving towards the P side. And in a way, both holes and electrons contributes in the flow of current. And during the movements, these charge carriers used to recombine with each other. So in the PN junction diode, whenever these electrons and holes recombines with each other, then they release the energy in the form of heat. But in case of the light emitting diode, whenever they recombine with each other, then they release the energy in the form of light. And it can be further explained using the energy band diagram. So in the crystal structure, the free electrons have a more energy than the electrons which are still in the valence orbit. And we can say that the free electrons are in the conduction band and the holes or the empty space which is left by the free electrons is still in the valence band. So whenever the electrons and hole recombines, then the electrons from the conduction band comes into the valence band. Or in other words, it comes from the higher energy level to the lower energy level. And as you know, whenever the electron jumps from the higher to the lower energy level, then it releases the energy in some form. So in the normal PN junction diode, this energy is released in the form of heat. Because in the fabrication of this PN junction diode, the different semiconductor materials like silicon and germaniums are used. And in these materials, during the recombination of holes and electrons, the energy is released in the form of heat. On the other end, for the LEDs, during the recombination or the transition of the electron, the energy is released in the form of light or the photon. Because in the fabrication of the LED, different semiconductor compounds like gallium arsenide and gallium phosphides are used. And in this type of semiconductor compounds, during the recombination, the energy is released in the form of photons. And the energy of the emitted photon is equal to the band gap. That means the energy difference between this conduction and the valence band. And usually this band gap is represented in the electron volt. So if Eg is the band gap, then the energy of the photon can be given as hc divided by lambda, where h is the Planck's constant and c is the speed of light. And the lambda represents the wavelength of the emitted light. So as you can see from the equation, the wavelength is inversely proportional to the band gap. So by band gap engineering, we can change the color of the emitted light. So here is the list of different semiconductor compounds which are used to generate the different colors of light. So now if we talk about the electrical characteristic of the LED, then it is very similar to the PN junction diode.
The summary. So in this class we have talked about the P-type and N-type and this we combined both to form the PN junction. And how it works, whether it is in the reverse, this won't work, and then the forward, this works. Then after that, using this PN junction, we are using the emitting LED. Right? So the remaining part of the subjects, we'll see you in the next session. Thank you.